Wisconsin, the Red Cross is preparing to send crews of volunteers to Florida.
They'll be helping with relief efforts and cleanup after Hurricane Milton hits. Kristen Allen live in Green Bay this morning. Kristen, it's been a busy couple of weeks for the organization.
That's right. The Northeast Wisconsin chapter of the Red Cross just sent 13 volunteers to help out with relief efforts following Hurricane Helene. Now it's getting ready to do it all over again, having volunteers on standby, ready to go after Hurricane Milton makes landfall overnight, and it's expected to cause, as you know, even more destruction. Wisconsin Task Force 1, an urban search and rescue task force with specialized training and capabilities, also on standby and ready to help. Also, after being deployed to North Carolina following Hurricane Helene, the Red Cross says volunteers could be fast-tracked to the affected areas.
There's a number of different opportunities. It's not saying we can get somebody there overnight, but we're needing volunteers. And if that's what someone's specific interest is and they go through that piece, we would get them there as soon as we're able.
And if you would like to help out with relief efforts, or if you would like to donate, you can visit redcross.org. Reporting live in Green Bay, Kristen Allen, Action 2 News.
Kristen, thank you. Today, around 50 workers from WPS and We Energies will be heading to Florida to help restore power and clean up storm damage. They'll be leaving this morning between 9 and 10. And just last month, 100 workers were sent down to help with Hurricane Helene. Those crews will also remain for the aftermath of Milton.